This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to join by world champion Mikaela here in Cardiff. Mikaela, firstly, how are you?
I'm doing great. I was able to sleep through the night last night, surprisingly. So I'm fully energized today and excited to be here.
So no jet lag?
No, well, I forced myself to stay awake all day yesterday. Had a good night's sleep, and so, a little jet lag, but no, not bad.
Mikaela, obviously you're over here in the UK. Just want to tell people as to why you've decided to journey over here to enjoy this beautiful British weather.
Well, for one, boxing is huge in the UK, right? You guys are like some great diehard fans. The energy is great, and Top Rank wanted to send me over to do some media and help reel in some fans on this side of the pond, but also joining the broadcast team on Sky Sports for Eubank Jr. versus Williams, and of course Clarissa Shields. So I'm excited to be doing that and just kind of introducing myself to your guys' world.
Before we come on to yourself, let's start off with some of the fights this weekend. Firstly, the main event, Eubank Jr. Williams. What are your thoughts on it?
So I've studied, I've had to study up on these European fighters, and I'm going to go with Eubank on this one. Williams is very aggressive. It almost slightly reminds me a little bit of me versus Hamadouche. I know that's on my mind, so I'm going to bring it back. And not exactly, but Williams does rush forward. He comes straight in, head sort of on the line, and I just see him as being, you're able to outbox him. And I think Eubank Jr. Is long and rangy, and I think he has the skills to, outbox him, catch him with some uppercuts. And who knows, with the new partnership with Roy Jones Jr., he's probably added a lot more to his game, so I'm excited to see that. But I'm going to go with Eubank on this one.
You mentioned Clarissa Shields as well, facing Emma Kozin. What are your thoughts on Clarissa's bout over here as well?
Yeah, I know she's excited to get over here. I know she has a big fight sort of brewing between her and your guys at Savannah Marshall, so it's a good time for her to get over here and show face. I think that Kozin is going to do her absolute best, and she's going to fight her hardest, but I just don't see her being able to win against Clarissa. One of my favorite things about Clarissa, and especially at her weight class, is she's so fast. She throws so many punches, and she's so fast. And so for every 2 shots that Emma lands, I just see Clarissa coming back with 4 or 5.
With Shields, Marshall, as you've said there, Mikaela, provided that one does go ahead, what are your thoughts on it? Because we've had a lot of back and forths over social media in recent times. So what is your take?
I'm sorry, I missed the first half.
Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, if that was to happen.
Yeah. That's going to be a great fight. I mean, Savannah Marshall has proven to be a great pro. Power and exciting. You guys seem to love her over here. So that'll be great. But I'm going to have to go with Clarissa on this one. I know I'm probably sound biased, but again, I don't think that, even though Savannah may have some power, I just don't see her being able to outbox Clarissa when it comes to speed and punch count. And I don't know. It's going to be a great fight for women's boxing, but I gotta stand by my sister on this one.
Women's boxing is obviously thriving at this moment in time, and we had a huge fight announced earlier this week in Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, one which many people are looking forward to, April 30th. What are your thoughts when the pair of them finally do meet in the ring?
So, this is such a great fight, and it's really a toss-up, because this is the type of fight where it's whoever's style is really going to shine. I think that whoever comes into this fight with the best game plan and stays most disciplined to that game plan for the full 10 rounds is going to come out on top. Katie Taylor has a lot of experience in the amateurs. She knows how to adjust. She knows how to win. High punch count, speed. And then Amanda Serrano, doesn't really have an amateur background. She's been fighting pro style her whole career. So she's a very sound pro style, sits on her shots, more power. But we'll see if she's able to close that space and get it on Katie Taylor. I think it's going to be a great fight. I don't know who's going to win. I think it's a win-win for women's boxing. Whoever wins, I would love to fight. I would love to take the winner. I think they'll both be great fights, and I look forward to seeing it. I'm definitely going to be there.
How big, rather, of a historic fight is this for women's boxing, in your opinion, Mikaela?
Well, it's huge. You have to look at how far women's boxing has come. We haven't been able to have a mega fight like this because there hasn't been 2 women with their accomplishments that have been able to go toe-to-toe with each other. And that's not anyone's fault. That's only because you're only inducted into the Olympics in 2012, right? So we've only been given this platform to fight at the highest level for so long. And so now, after all, going 3 Olympics now, you have this what's it called?
Excitement?
No, you have this deep talent pool.
Okay.
You have way more women. It's a huge talent pool now. So it's the first time that they've been able to crawl out, have all that experience, come to the top, and be able to go against each other, headlining at Madison Square Garden. So we're going to have more fights of this in the future. The talent pool is just too deep now. Too many young women coming up, and we have a platform in the amateurs and the Olympics, and we have a platform in the pros. So there'll be more fights to come, but this is just setting the tone and showing how far that we've come.
Now, obviously, coming on to yourself, it seems to be that nobody can go onto Twitter and not see yourself and Alicia Baumgardner having some form of messages exchanged, shall we say. What have you made of your most recent interactions with her? Do you feel like she thinks maybe she's getting underneath your skin, or maybe you've done so with her?
No, she's acting like a teenager in high school, thinking that she has no idea why I'm coming for her, and I'm just barking I'm just barking, I'm a poodle barking behind my picket fence, and she's just gonna sit back and enjoy her belt. And I'm like, what? This is boxing. Like, I want to be undisputed, and you have the belts, you're in my way, and so I'm gonna come for you, and I'm gonna try and make that fight happen. She doesn't seem to want to make that fight happen. She wants to go for Choi, she wants to do her thing, she wants to have tea with her belt or whatever. But that's not what I'm about. Like, I'm hungry for the big fights, and I want that to happen. So I'm literally just waiting on her to unify with Choi so that I can get that fight and go undisputed at 130.
Are you confident that Baumgardner Choi, provided that happens, you will face the winner after that?
They have to give me the winner. I know Eddie likes to play his games and do what he wants to do, but I have the WBO, I have the IBF, I have the Ring Magazine belt. If these women are hungry and are who they say they are, then they'll want to fight me. They'll want the challenge. They'll want to come and try and take my belts. They got to make it happen. It's going to be a huge fight. I think Eddie knows that. He's a money man. He wants to make the big fight. So yeah, absolutely, they have to give me that fight.
Final one, I also saw your tweet saying that at the end of this year you plan on moving up in weight as well. Is that 100% set in your own mind no matter what?
Absolutely. I wanted to be able to move up to 135 this year. I thought we were going to have an undisputed champ last year. It didn't happen. Things keep happening. So yeah, I absolutely plan on this being hopefully my last year at 130. I want to finish what I started. I want to go undisputed. I want to fight the winner of Baumgardner versus Choi. But then I absolutely plan on moving up. I'm a huge 130. I'm pretty big. I've been fighting in this division my whole life, and I think I'll be stronger at 135. And there's a ton of talent there that I want to challenge myself against also.
Well, Mikaela, I appreciate your time now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your time here in the UK. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing Social.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mikaela. Thank you.